Guys, it is now June 12th, 2012. Yay! And I'm tired. Frankly, that's how I'm feeling right now. I mean, I slept until like 11 today and it was glorious. Then I realized, oh wait, I'm going to go meet a good friend of mine for lunch. So I met with two friends of mine who I've known pretty much since high school. I've known one of them since 6th grade and one of them since high school, so it was really good to see him. In fact, I went to prom with one of them, the one I've known since high school. But anyways, it's good to see that we're all kind of moving forward in our lives. I mean, I'm going off to Boston. One's going to be finishing up his bachelor's in engineering and going to go get his master's degree soon, and the other one's still working on his art history degree. So we're all kind of, moving through our lives as we should, and we're really, really excited about that. Now, I'm about to go clean the kitchen for my mother, because once again, I still live at home with my parents. But again, my parents have graciously allowed me to stay at home while I go to community college. That way I saved a whole bunch of money getting my basics out of the way, so I'm not spending so much cash at a big, fancy, schmancy art school for 4 years. I'm just going to spend money for 2 years at a big, fancy, schmancy art school. My cat's here as well, but he's off screen. Could scratch his ears right there. But yeah, and ants have invaded my room, as you can see, because one bit me in the middle of the night right on my neck, and it itches like hell. And they've bitten me other places, which itch like hell, because for some reason I'm not deathly allergic to ant bites. I just flare up really badly, and they itch like crazy. So that's, that's lots of fun to deal with. But, that's summer in Houston. Fire ants spring up everywhere and they invade your home despite your better efforts. I'm also going to go to my martial arts class tonight. I've been a practicing Hapkido student since I was 13, and it's just something I love and don't plan on giving up anytime soon. I mean, for those of you who don't know what Hapkido is, which is probably a majority of you, it's basically a Korean martial art that was developed in the late, I want to say either 60s or 80s, somewhere in that time period. And it's basically an art form that uses your opponent's strength against them and deals with a lot of circles, joint manipulations, joint locks, things like that. So it's a grappling art, and I really enjoyed it. And I started that at the same time I started Taekwondo, but after about 5 years of Taekwondo and Hapkido, I just became strictly a Hapkido student, and I haven't really done much Taekwondo since. Don't get me wrong, I liked Taekwondo, and I liked doing Taekwondo. It became more and more about sparring and less about studying the art, and or at least that's how I felt. So I stopped, because I wasn't one for competition sparring. That's because I'd been too much of a Hapkido student, and whenever I would spar in competitions, I would do things that you weren't allowed to do out of instinct, like catch the leg, sweep the standing leg. Yeah, so I don't do competition sparring well. And also, it got to the point where it was almost like high-speed tag. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about traditional Taekwondo students or Taekwondo students today. They are brilliant fighters and they do really well in the ring. It's just I personally can no longer take some Taekwondo tournaments seriously. Now, that does not mean when it comes to watching the Taekwondo and Judo tournaments in the Olympics, I will definitely be watching those. Yay for DVR, because I'll be recording those and watching those and rooting for, my home team, hoping that we will win. Because I think actually some of the Taekwondo people on the U.S. team are from my area. So, go Team USA in the Olympics. Now, I gotta go to work tomorrow, which is, work. And I kind of don't have anything else to talk about right now. So, I know I recently saw a trailer for Elementary, which is the American adaptation of Sherlock, and I'm going to withhold any judgment until I actually see it. I know there was a big uproar on the internet about how they got Lucy Liu to play John Watson, and basically they're making a femme John Watson so that way they don't have to deal with awkward sexual tension between two guys here in the States, because, let's face it, some people would have raised eyebrows at that, but, we've been doing it in the States for so long, I don't see why there's that big of a problem with it. also, I don't see why the internet's making that big of a problem of it. I truly think that, well, yes, America is stealing the idea from the UK, but let's face it, Americans have been stealing ideas from the British since the beginning of the colonies and calling them our own. I mean, baseball was technically invented in England. If you look at baseball's history, now it's America's pastime. So, yeah, it's just another instance of us taking good television from the UK and the UK turning around and taking good television from us because they have their own version of Law and Order, which I like a lot. And some of the episodes are, yes, blatant rip-offs of some of the other episodes. But again, I digress. But going back to Elementary, in my opinion, it's either going to be essentially a remake of Bones, except for they happen to be living together, or it might actually be good. I don't know. I'm going to wait for it to come out and I'll watch it and see what happens. And, chances are it's probably not going to do as well as Sherlock did because there's no competing with that. But I am kind of interested to see what they do and how they're going to change it up and what stories they're going to focus on, or are they going to go forth and blatantly rip off what, Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat have done. And so I'm kind of interested to see what they do. So, but, nothing will probably be better than the BBC Sherlock. Just saying. But I'm not going to be like, rah, how dare they do this? No, because that's basically wasting a lot of time. I mean, like Benedict Cumberbatch said when he was doing the Q&A in New York when they aired the second season of Sherlock in the US, finally, it's going to be different, and they are writers out there who are different writers, so I'm kind of interested to see what our take is going to be on it. I know we obviously know one thing, is that we've made John Watson an Asian woman now, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, I've got to go clean the kitchen now before my mom gets too on me. But, take it easy, guys. And if you have any questions for me, leave them in my Ask box on Tumblr or in comments below on YouTube. And if you have anything else you want me to talk about, a prompt, if you want me to wear a silly hat, I will wear a silly hat. But if you watch this video, thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys later.